Welcome back, Wolfpack Rollers here. We have our last Fan Fridays this week with a battle from Deven, and if you want to be on Fan Fridays, just comment a battle code down in the comment section below of this video, or the last video of the most recent Fan Fridays, and then you are good to go. So, Deven, bringing us the Mega Banette. Mega Banette is a Pokemon that I have felt has some great power behind it. It has a lot of priority, a lot of prankster shenanigans. It's like this weird mixed offensive Pokemon that has some of the highest attack in the game. At the same time, it also has an ability that works off of non-offensive moves. So we got to see what Banette is going to bring against Ferrothorn, and just how the rest of the battle plays out. So Banette, we're going to see what this Mega can do, and he's going to use Attract. Well, that's already silly enough, but if it's going to work, it works. So that's going to be a Ferrothorn that found true love and will refuse to attack a Banette. Better than Twilight. So Confuse Ray on top of that just makes it to where like the odds are so low. I believe Attract makes 50%, Confusion is another 50%, so he's either hurting himself or he is going to be infatuated, and that's what it takes right there. So playing with the Prankster and the ultimate hacks, oh, that's just so much filth right there, that it's Confusion with the 25%, with the 50%, with the 50%, and it's just, all you need is that first one to work, and the opponent really isn't going to be able to do anything. So the Ferrothorn has been apparently trying to set up some kind of entry hazards this entire time, which is really costing him a lot right there, and that is going to be the switch out. Ferrothorn, just no setup can really deal with that, and Banette is going to go for the Phantom Force. So just going to chip in with that high amount of damage against the Dragonite, and Dragonite's doing Dragon Dance. But the cool thing about Prankster is that Dragon Dance does not matter for that speed boost. So we're going to see how Banette deals with it. Phantom Force, boom. Nice little hit right there. It doesn't look like quite a third of Dragonite's health because of the multi-scale make it taking less damage, but it can be dropped down pretty well, and that just looks like a good rotation. So I mean, you play with that 50%, there's the immobilization, there's the Confuse Ray. That, like, after 2 turns, the odds are so in your favor, and then you get a paralysis on top of that, while you're also slowing down your opponent. So if at some point you get knocked out by this, it still doesn't really matter. I'd imagine you just go hit point attack investment because you're going for the paralysis, or some kind of defensive investment. That way you become the best tank possible with this. And if you do faint, the opponent's Pokemon is still like just messed up for good. So there's the paralysis. You know, went through the confusion, got paralyzed, wasn't able to break Love's Tender Grasp, and that's going to be another just setup stuff. Oh, the one turn he's going to work. Yeah, he gets the Dragon Dance off. This is like the one chance, but gets the Dragon Dance, so it actually works out. Never mind, it's not like he whiffed an attack or anything. He's going for the ultimate damage so he can actually land a hit on this Pokemon. And Phantom Force is going to knock out Dragonite, so apparently it was enough. That was like a third of its health into the next hit, so that's going to be down right there. And Talonflame. So here we have it again. We saw with the Purugly that the Purugly on the Battle Maison, it just shuts down with Attract. And that's because people don't really care about genders too much on Pokemon, but male is most common on almost every Pokemon. Male is like 87.5% for like, yeah, for a lot of Pokemon, it's just like a very high chance. So there's the Attract shutdown. And now Ferrothorn comes in. I thought this was going to be a little more of an interesting sweep, but overall, you know, the opponent has all male Pokemon, so this Banette is going to have a very, very good time against that. I mean, even if you don't have, even if your opponent does have like a female Pokemon or two, just switch out Banette and you save it for the males, or you just go Confuse Ray Thunderwave. Confuse Ray Thunderwave still has a very good chance of shutting down. So we're just going to see where this goes. Now it's Confusion, now it's Attract, now that's Paralysis. There's only 1 layer of spikes on the field because only like 3 attacks have gone off this entire game. Make that 2 layers of spikes, but Ferrothorn can't really deal with Banette either. Banette doesn't have a lot of speed, so Gyro Ball's not going to do much. If he had Leech Seed, that would probably be the best thing, is if Leech Seed could land, but it doesn't look like a Leech Seed set if he's not going for it. Finally, hits itself in Confusion. Now we can see how much damage. Ooh, withdrawing. I don't know if you want to withdraw and have Talonflame eat a Phantom Force. I don't think that that's going to work out too well. So Phantom Force is going to hit Talonflame, and it is almost going to one-shot Talonflame. Talonflame is going to get the roost off, but it looks like Banette just went for the back-to-back damage. So yeah, that shows how much power Banette has. Like, yeah, you just run out of it in nature and stuff. So Banette gets the Attract. Cool. That's going to just be that thing. It's immobilized by Love. That's a Thunder Wave, so now Talonflame going to be pretty slow, pretty shut down. If you want to go for the Confusion, you can. It hits itself in Confusion on the turn you set up a Phantom Force, and that's going to be a KO right there. And this Banette is just destroying. It's just destroying right now. That's amazing. It hasn't even taken damage. I think those are the things that we need to realize. So Talonflame gets its Roost. Finally gets the attack. Like, the opponent, like, is not knowing how to respond to this. He's just trying to play it as safe as possible. But that's not working out either. And if you have, like, the right amount of defensive or tanky investment on Banette, might be able to survive this Talonflame. Because it seems like more of a bulk setup Talonflame if it has the Roost. It's not banded. So it went for the Flare Blitz. Not going to get the Flare Blitz onto Banette. Talonflame is confused. And it is immobilized. And it is all these other things. Finally immobilized by Love, but it doesn't matter because Banette wasn't even on the field, and that's going to be Phantom Force, putting it at that very low hit points once again. So doubling down on the Phantom Force, Talonflame hits itself in Confusion, gets knocked out anyways. Like, yeah, there is a lot of damage here because this is what I was talking about. The right mix between playing the status and playing the physical game. That we two-shot a Dragonite, including multiscale, and we're ever so close to one-shotting this Talonflame. So Talonflame gets the Roost, has no other options for attacking the Banette. Phantom Force is going to land, and that's it. So now it's just going to be onto Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, we just get to see more Confusion shenanigans, more setup like that. The spikes really didn't do anything, so yeah, this Banette just shuts down any male Pokemon. Like, if you're a guy, this thing just destroys you. I don't have anything else to say about that. So it does have the Leech Seed. Does get the Leech Seed off finally. We're going to see what that does with Banette. Because while semi-invulnerable, I wonder if Leech Seed works under the Phantom Force, and how much damage we're actually going to be able to land onto a Ferrothorn. You know, there's Confuse Ray, there's the Attract, we're going to get all this going. Banette can take a little bit of damage over time. We do have to watch out, though, if it is like a Rocky Helmet, because I don't think it has leftovers. So it doesn't have that, and depending on how much Iron Barbs or defensive tankiness there is, so yeah, it is Stealth Rock. So Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, maybe Protect, but that's the cool thing about Phantom Force. For a 2-hitting turn, you can't protect it. So it's not like Fly or Dive that can get out-predicted. Phantom Force breaks through Protect, so done. Just GG right there. Okay, so Banette has gone under. Ferrothorn doesn't have anything else, so Leech Seed does take while in semi-invulnerable. Okay, good to know. That's going to be the Health Sap, and that's going to be Phantom Force right there. I was about to say, I'm not expecting a crazy amount of damage. That's because that was a crit. So, a non-crit does a little less than half. But yeah, see, it is a Rocky Helmet with the Iron Barb. So Banette is going to go down to a lot of recoil right here, I feel. It still did a great job against the rest of the opponent's team. And I mean, Banette at any point wants to switch out, it can. It's not like there's any investment in here. It's not like there's any setup. Banette has already realized it's taken 2 Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter at this point what Banette does. It's already done more than enough. So, Leech Seed going to heal up Ferrothorn a bit, and that's probably going to be enough to let Ferrothorn survive this. Yeah, it's getting back up to half health, and that was like crit levels of damage. So, Phantom Force is going to land, not knocking out, and there's Iron Barbed with the Rocky Helmet, with too much just recoil damage overall. But now that is a very, very low Ferrothorn. Draw Ball not going to get anything done, and Shuckle, man. Let's see what Shuckle does against the Ferrothorn. So, wow, the spikes and pointed stones already doing a lot right there, but he's going to go for the Power Trick. Because of the paralysis is faster, so he's switching the attack and defense, going to make use of that setup turn from the Ferrothorn, and now there's just going to be a ton of damage from this Shuckle. And this is what I mean, like, if, say, Ferrothorn was confused when Banette faints, now it's Confusion Paralysis, so that's a free turn of setup on Shuckle. Depending on how slow the Pokemon is to begin with, that paralysis is going to make Shuckle faster. So then Shuckle gets a damage opportunity, and just snowballing advantages. So that's going to be Gyro Ball from Shuckle. Onto Ferrothorn, yeah, that did like 1 damage. Don't think that works. I think that if you see a Ferrothorn, just advice at this point, because everything else has gone so perfectly, see Ferrothorn, just have a Fire-type Pokemon to deal with it. Just bring some kind of silly Fire Pokemon, because that is the biggest problem right now. It looks like everything else gets destroyed. I wonder what a male Attract Pokemon would do as well, like a tanky Pokemon that's a male that uses Attract. That way if there's a female Pokemon that comes in to try to ruin your day, you switch it around and it still works out. So Roarus is going to refrigerate the Echoed Voice. That's going to be enough damage on the Ferrothorn to finish it off. And that's all. We didn't even need to see show off. I think he just wanted to show off his name for the Fan Fridays. Don't mess with the shuffle, you know. But then Roarus comes in. We get the Echoed Voice into the refrigerate damage. We can double down on that, get a lot of extra bonus damage. And Deven with the destruction right there. So, yeah, that was a Talonflame Dragonite getting just realistically 2-shot and shut down by an Attract. Okay, Attract, Confused Ray, Thunder Wave, Bayonet with Phantom Force. See what I mean? You get the balance right, and you can do some scary things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Amazing battle from Deven to win Fan Fridays, and I hope you all have a nice day.